Hey everybody, today I have a library haul. This is just a stack of things I got from the library recently that I thought I would share with you. These are not my most popular videos, but I enjoy them, I enjoy watching them, and I enjoy doing them, so you're getting one this week. All right, this first book is called The Darkest Minds, and I had not heard of this series before. It's a young adult series. But lately on Facebook, I've been getting like clips of movies from random posters. I don't know, I think one time I watched one, so now it shows me clips of movies all the time. And I kind of got sucked in. This is made into a movie, and the clip was very intriguing. And so I was like, oh, that's a book, I want to read it. I think it's actually a trilogy. So this says, when Ruby woke up on her 10th birthday, something about her had changed. Something alarming enough to make her parents lock her in the garage and call the police. Something that got her sent to Thurmond, a brutal government rehabilitation camp. She might have survived the mysterious disease that killed most of America's children, but she and the others emerged with something far worse, frightening abilities they cannot control. And then it says, well, the journey to find the one safe haven left for kids like them, East River, they must evade their determined pursuers, including an organization that will stop at nothing to use Ruby in their fight against the government. But as they get closer to grasping the things they've dreamed of, Ruby will be faced with a terrible choice, one that may mean giving up her only chance at a life worth living. So, I thought that sounded good. I haven't read it yet, but it looks good. I also picked up this one called The Wild Cat Behind Glass. And I had not heard of this one before either. This was, I think, on the new shelf at our library. It says, Malia is spellbound by the stuffed wild cat in her family's living room. Her cousin swears that it comes to life and roams the streets at night. When she finds a signed note from the animal with secret instructions, a thrilling and dangerous adventure begins. For Malia and her sister, Myrto, the summer of 1936 means a break from grandfather's history lessons and weeks of running free at the Greek seaside with their ragtag group of friends. Best of all, Cousin Nikos will visit and tell his fabulous stories about the taxidermied wildcat, which opens its blue glass eye when it wants to do good deeds and its black one when it makes trouble. The black eye must be open lately because all the adults have been acting strangely, arguing about politics, and fearful of the police. Soon, even the children are divided. Who can Malia trust? And can the wild cat keep her family safe? From its 1963 release to the dozens of international editions that followed, including a Mildred L. Batchelder Award, The Wild Cat Behind Glass has enchanted generations of young readers, now in a fresh English translation, unforgettable tale of family, humanity, and what it means to be free. So, I thought that sounded interesting, and I'm going to give it a try. All right, this one, honestly, I grabbed because it's Kate DiCamillo, and it looks beautiful, and I really like her, and I just thought this would be a fun one just to read aloud to my kids. I mean, they're both well above this reading level, but I think you're never too old for a good read aloud, so I loved the illustrations in this one. And it is about Oris the rat and this owl. It says the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I guess his name is Timble. All right, this is called Made in Asian America, A History for Young People. And I had not heard of this book before, but it looked really good. And it says, Asian American history is not made up of one single story. It's many, and it's a story that too often goes untold. From award-winning authors Erica Lee and Christina Sutorvat comes a stirring account of the ordinary people and extraordinary acts that made Asian America and the young people who are remaking America today. It says it's a story of bravery and hope. It's a story of heroes who fought for equality in the courts. Sorry, my kids apparently missed the memo to play outside and stay outside. Let's see, fought for equality in the courts, on the streets, and in the schools, and who continue to fight in solidarity with others doing the same. Story of race and racism, of being labeled an immigrant invasion, unfit to become citizens, and being banned, deported, and incarcerated, being blamed for bringing diseases into the country. I don't know why I'm reading this backwards. It began centuries before America even existed as a nation. It is connected to the histories of Western conquest and colonialism. It's a story of migration, of people and families crossing the Pacific Ocean in search of escape, opportunity, and new beginnings. Anyway, I thought it sounded really good, and it's an area of history that I don't know a lot about, so I wanted to give that a try. This is a newish one by Linda Castillo. I love her books. I think they're great. This one's called The Burning, and she writes, her main character is chief of police in like an Amish area of the state, and they're pretty, they can be gruesome, some of her novels, but they're very good. So. All right, this one I got for a book club called Never Enough, When Achievement Culture Becomes Toxic and What We Can Do About It. And then I also grabbed this one called The Organized Mind, Thinking Straight in the Age of Information Overload by Daniel J. Levitin. I thought this sounded really good. It says, could good old-fashioned conscientious organization really be the critical secret to navigating the modern world's flood of details? As acclaimed cognitive psychologist and best-selling author David Levitin shows, the latest neuroscience says yes, more than ever, it is time to discover the power of the organized mind. With stimulating, entertaining chapters on everything from the kitchen junk drawer to healthcare to gambling in Las Vegas, from the 4 components of the human attention system to Bayesian reasoning, Levitin shows how new research into the cognitive neuroscience of attention and memory can be applied to daily life. So this is a pretty girthy book here. We'll see if I get to this before it needs returned, but it definitely sounded interesting to me. As did this one called The Art of Protest, Creating, Discovering, and Activating Art for Your Revolution. I'd never seen anything like this before, so I was very intrigued. Art is nothing if you don't reach every segment of the people. So here's the contents. We have why art matters in social movements, what exactly is protest art, youth leadership and protest art around the world, and protest art beyond today. So I thought this looked really good, and I wanted to see if this was something I might be able to incorporate at some point, probably not this year, but at some point into our homeschool. So grab that. Speaking of art, I also grabbed this book. I saw this somewhere recently. I don't remember if it was YouTube video or Facebook or Instagram, but it's a DK artist book, inspiring stories of their lives and works. I kind of wanted to see if this is one that I want to add to our collection. I know with my son's art curriculum that he's going to be doing this year, there is a section where he has to read about some different artists. And I thought maybe having a book like this around could be helpful. So I wanted to check it out first. But we've got art before 1800, a pretty big section actually on early art. Then we go into 1800 to 1900, and we have several artists here. We get into Impressionism, abstract art, folk art, collage, and then after 1900, again, more artists. Then we get into art materials, equipment, activist art, and art over time. So I really like that this had so much like very early art in it. I thought was kind of cool. So this may be one we need to add to our collection, but I do that a lot. I will borrow things that look interesting to me from the library and then decide if it's something that I need to purchase or if it's something that I'm fine just borrowing from the library. All right, so that's that. I also got this book called Welcome to Jazz. This is to go along with our Art of Rock and Roll that we're doing this summer. It is a swing-along celebration of America's music featuring When the Saints Go Marching In. And what I like about this book is that you can play different instruments. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. It luckily has an on-off switch on the back. All right, so Clarinet. Has call and response, which we've been talking about. So I thought that looked like a lot of fun. And I was glad that my library had it and I didn't have to purchase it. I also grabbed this picture book called Miss Moore Thought Otherwise. This is how Anne Carroll Moore created libraries for children. Surprisingly, I don't think I've ever read this, and I was a children's librarian for 18 years, a lot of years. Let's just say that, a lot of years. So I wanted to read this one and I wanted to read it to my kids. And then lastly, a couple books came in, kind of little stragglers for my Olympic unit. I did a video on what we're doing for the Olympics this year, a little mini unit. I'll link that video. And so these were a couple books that I had ordered to go with it. This is the story of the 1904 Olympic Marathon, and then this Dream Big, Michael Jordan and the Pursuit of Excellence. So these are ones that came in after I made that video. So that is it. That is everything that I got from the library in this pickup. And if you have any questions, let me know down below.